Hey everybody, welcome into Rock Painting 101, where we give you fun, new rock painting ideas that anybody can create. I hope you enjoyed the tutorial. If you do, give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. Let's get painting.
So this is part 3 of our beginner lettering rocks that we're doing. We're using the same 3 paint pens as we did in the previous 2 tutorials. Now this is more of a pointillism style backdrop. So I'm using 3 different colors here. I'm starting with one color and I'm just creating dots all along one side of my rock and then kind of a few going into the middle. Now we'll switch into my second color, which is yellow here, and we're going to do the same thing. We're going to fill in kind of the center section of the rock with dots. It's okay to go on top of those blue dots while they're a little bit wet. You'll get some variations in your colors. See a little bit of green showing up there. Go ahead and dab off the green until you're back to yellow and get it nice and yellow in the middle, and a few yellow dots into where we're going to go with our third color, which is pink. So we're going to do the same thing. Solid pink at the far edge, and then we're going to slowly work our way into that yellow so that we start getting in some orange tones of dots as well. Once we get further along here, we've got most of our colors blocked out where we want them to be. We're actually going to take and we're going to touch tips of our paint pens. That encourages the blending of the colors. So I'm going to take pink right onto the tip of my yellow here. I've got another video. Unfortunately, sorry, I was blocking a little, just tip to tip. And that way when you start dotting, you're going to start with kind of pink. You'll get some more orange in the middle, and then it will blend back to yellow. Now, as long as you're working while your paint pens are wet, even if you don't touch the tips of your pens, you are going to start to see that those colors are blending together in the center spaces. Touching the tips just kind of helps that along a little ways. So as you touch your tips, or blend in the center, dot, dot, dot those colors together, and then fade out to your solid color to the left or to the right or down the middle, depending on which one you're working with. You do want some of the rock to peek through, but eventually we are going to color most of our stone with these dots. So I'm going to go between my blue and yellow here so that we get some fun green tones in our dotting as well. And then we will move on to our lettering design for this rock. Once it's done, you should have a nice little blend, a lot of different colors. Let it dry completely before you do the lettering. I am using my 1M R white because I couldn't find my 1M. Whatever extra fine tip pen you like. Sometimes I use gel pens as well. We're going to do our lettering. We've been working with basic letters and then kind of jazzing them up again a bit in these tutorials. So just lay them out normal, and then we're going to come back and we're going to thicken up all of our kind of downward strokes to make them a little bit wider. It just gives it a more hand lettered look. Without having to really study. So the M, we're going to swoop it down and back up to our A. The left side of the A we're going to thicken up, and then that downstroke on the T, we're going to create these kind of loops, and then we'll thicken up the left-hand side. Probably make our cross on the T just a little bit wider, give it a little bit of a curl as well. And if you study hand lettering, you're going to end up with different letters. This is just a quick little hack for the people that just have a hard time getting those fancier looking letters, just to kind of add some thickness to the letters that they already are comfortable writing. So I'm going to go back over the top of this. And then we obviously have to add U at the top here. We're just going to use super simple lowercase letters for that. And then for this design, since we did do the pointillism all along it, I'm going to create a dotting pattern around the outside. I started with the single dots. As you see as I move on here, some of this is sped up quite a bit, that I'm going to add in some larger dots as well. I just wanted to give it a more defined border. So the in between, I started doing these larger dots, in between the smaller dots. And then I did adjust some of the smaller dots to become larger dots. So it kind of If I would have done it originally with this idea, I probably would have gone big, small, big, small. It would have made it a little bit easier. You can do all small dots, all big dots, whatever you want to do to create your border. I just kind of like to have some sort of border on these designs. It kind of just gives it a nice finished look. So that finishes up this fun design. Again, we've got 2 other tutorials, if you didn't catch them yet, of these simple word rocks, all with paint pens for you to create your kindness rocks. You can find one of those videos here.